Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome for those who are new. My name is Fransica Brackin John. Welcome to the channel. Excuse me, yeah, your girl have not been feeling good, right? Since of the most I God, the Lord give me this word still, and it's tugging my spirit, and yes, it have a testimony in it, right? Because I need for some of you all who have lost faith in the Lord to really realize He's real still, right? And He ain't just something that you read about, right? The Lord gave me this word, right? It was something that I was reading to my son about um Bible stories and stuff. So I read this story about Jesus Christ. I read it even though I knew it. I read it to him about the storm, right? And when the storm came up against the boat and the disciples was in it. Who don't know the story, go and look it up. Um, the storm came up against the boat and Jesus Christ's disciples was there and Jesus Christ was sleeping and they wake him up and say, carest thou not that we perish, and he wake up and rebuke the storm, right? And when I read that to him, because I'm a very interesting person, right? I like to bring comedy in everything. I said, Israel, do you know why it is that the storm, I said the storms and the waves was probably afraid and say, we're sorry, I didn't know that this one here was your ship. I didn't know. And they probably backed off. You understand? I told him that, right? That the storm probably said that, and the Lord gave me this word, and he said, some of you all do not know this, but the reason why some of you all are being attacked is not because a real or something can hamper you, but because the child of God down inside of your situation need to be awakened. Some of you all may have gotten sluggish with your worship time, and the Lord need to wake up that thing. Some of you all may have gotten sluggish with your prayer time, and the Lord need to always keep you fresh for battle. So He caused something to come up against you, not to defeat you, but rather just to wake up the child of God that is sleeping inside of you, saints of the Most High God. You will never get rusty. The Lord give me this, and He say, when that thing say, sorry, I didn't know that that one was yours. Picture your situation. He said, whatever it is that is coming up against you. Sometimes some of you are like to think to yourself that, oh, the Lord is probably because you have watched so much movies that you're accustomed with nutrition and wave of this, and you always think it's some big thing out of the sky or whatever. Most of the time when a believer pray, like for instance, you say none of these, when you pray something like this and you say, Lord, I pray that none of the curses that you see, you remind him of this promise that you will cause none of the curses that enter on the Egyptian to befall one of his children. When you remind him of this, sometimes it does not come like, oh, some big thing or whatever it is. Sometimes it comes in the form of just an answer. It could be you remember something, or it could be someone come about and give you this remedy to whatever situation, and it could be a problem with for instance, it could be a farm or whatever it is, and it could be a problem with your crops, and it could be that you were mixing, you need to add a little bit more water with whatever fertilizer that you have been using or whatever it is, and someone, you just think to yourself, I'm going to do this, and it's probably too strong. It could be like that, and that caused the whole situation that was going on with your crops to change around. What I'm trying to tell you is sometimes the way how the Lord does things, we might not be able to see His handiworks inside of it. But from the moment you start to do this, the answers come in some form or way. And automatically, because you remind the Lord know that, okay, I will not cause this to happen to my child. So why am I causing it to happen to my child? Is because I want my child to, oh God, stay my child, stay fresh in her worship, stay fresh in her praise. So I'm causing certain things to come about because I want, oh God, for it to always be battle ready. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I say a testimony, like for instance, the saints of the Most High God. There was a time in my life that I was working ridiculous myself down to the bones. I was just like, yeah. And I got roasting fever on my way home from work. I was in a taxi cab, whatever it is. I was coming home from work, saints of the Most High God, and I had roasting fever. I'm always a praying person, so I wasn't as much as how I was praying, how I am right now, but I prayed And I did not know. I was feeling tiredness, fatigue, and I had roasting fever, saints of the Most High God. I prayed, and I did not think the Lord would have, answered me so quick. You guys, when I was going up in that cab, taxi, whatever it is, van, whatever, when I was going up there, I was there and I was just, feeling well down and I'm feeling sick and I was warm, hot to the touch. I was really, really sick. You guys, and a guy on the radio, I was praying to me while I was coming from work to home, right? A guy on that radio began to talk about that very instance, about things to bring down how to say body heat and all these different things, and the remedies that he gave was the exact remedies that was right outside my doorstep, saints of the Most High God, right? Saints of the Most High God, it was right there. I was just surprised. I'm like, oh my God, the man say, you know what, sometimes we need to do this or whatever, right? And just like that, I don't know, he started this conversation and began to release my healing through that conversation as about herbs and green tea and all these different kind of herbs and all these things and the root of certain stuff and what they can use for. And I got out of that and I knew it was the Lord that released my answers. I got out of that cab. I picked up what I needed to pick up. Do you understand me? And I went and I boiled that thing and I drew it out. I drank that. You guys, I went and I slept. When I slept, I was so wet, like sweat that night. The next morning, saints of the Most High God, I did not feel any. I felt like ready again. I did not feel. You guys, you have to understand how terrible I was feeling. I was feeling so fatigued, so tired, so. Saints of the Most High God, I was hot with rose and fever. I did not think I would have been able to go out to work the next day. And saints of the Most High God, when I drank that, I went and I mixed whatever it is the guy had told me, and I drank that. When I drank that, the next day everything went away. Next morning, not wherever next day I was ready. Throughout the night I sweat that thing out, saints of the Most High God. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes the Lord, the answers that He gives to us it does not come via Him just touching down and healing us up and that thing is gone. Or it does not come, it does not come so magical, right? Sometimes it comes through answers. But listen to me, always know that this thing here called prayer and faith in this thing here does work, saints of the Most High God. Remind the Lord of His word. Awaken the child of God that is inside of you when the storms and the difficulties and the problems of life come about, so that that thing can know who it's messing with, that it has to behave. It could be whatever it is that it's messing with. Awaken that thing. It might not seem like whatever it is, but the answer will come. Awaken that child of God inside of you and rebuke your storm. It could be sickness, it could be, I don't know, whatever problem you're experiencing, relationship problems, business problems. Awaken that child of God inside of you, and I guarantee you, you're going to get the answer or get that thing solved some way. That is when Christ arrives and the enemy becomes scattered. That is when Christ arrives and the storm has to recognize that this one is His own, is Christ's own, blood bought back from everything. And because He was blood bought back from everything, this is when the storms or whatever problems in your life that is raging against your boat, which is your life, is going to go to a quiet. It's going to go to a quiet. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I mean quiet, that is when that whatever the problem is going to be solved. Do you understand me? That was my testimony, you guys. I prayed in that vehicle going up. I prayed in that cab going up. I prayed in that taxi, whatever you want to call it. I prayed from work. I was roasting hot fever, and I got the answer. Someone just came on the radio and began to release my healing. Some of these testimonies, you guys, I forget it, so the Lord oftentimes bring it back. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stay blessed, stay strong. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe. The Lord always release answers, but He wants you to awaken the child of God in you and realize and Don't have things just destroying your life and just frustrating your life, and you're like you don't know who the Lord is. Awaken Christ that is sleeping inside of you. Maybe you don't worship as you used to before. That thing come for that. Maybe you don't pray as you used to pray before. That thing come for that. Maybe you don't spend time with whatever it is. But the Lord wants you to realize that you are His own, and if you are His child, then you need to act like that, and you will see manifestation of those problems exiting your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stay blessed, stay strong. If you're new, remember to share, like, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Praise your name, Lord.